Hello and welcome to Basement Tapes, giving you the best in new music. I'm your host Gavin, and what a lineup we have in store for you this evening. We have three of the best emerging acts performing live for us, and I'll be having a catch up with each of them after they play for us. So without further ado, let's get into the music. First up, we have Blood Moon performing the single A Little Pressure.
Try to find an excuse not to leave here, an excuse not to leave her, and I never looked so old. I cry in my comfort. I cry for this new world. Apply a little pressure to the world. Apply a little pressure to the world. Under the blood moon sky, come through the fall. You gotta stand up for a little world. Under the blood moon sky, come through the fall. You gotta stand up for a little world. And I'm a child brought to my senses. I live by this record, and I walk the shore at one with the silence, not a whisper of silence. Apply a little pressure to the world. Apply a little pressure to the world. Under the blood moon sky, come through the fall. You gotta stand up for a little world. Under the blood moon sky, come through the fall. You gotta stand up for a little world. Apply a little pressure to the world. Apply a little pressure to the world.
Right, I would say that was excellent. Thanks very much for that. It was a great start to our show though. So first off, before we kick off the interview, would you care to introduce yourselves at all?
I'm Liam and I sing for Blood Moon.
I'm Mike, I play the guitar in Blood Moon.
I'm Keris and I play bass in the band.
Alright, pleasure to meet you all. So first of all, I understand that your single is currently on Spotify right now. So like, what would you say, how was it written exactly? Was it like one person that made everything, or was it like a joint effort?
Very much a joint effort. We all kind of came together, just kind of feeding off each other.
Alright, so what was your contribution to the song, Liam?
I wrote the lyrics mainly, that was my main contribution to it.
All right, and Mike, what about yours?
Me and Keris kind of worked on the tune ourselves and then got it recorded, and then Liam came in and laid down some sexy vocals for us.
Very good. Okay, so what was your inspiration behind writing that particular single?
I think we had different inspirations, like music-wise and then lyrically. But
All right, what were yours, Liam?
for the lyrics, it's kind of a bit of political stuff in there, but then I like to let people take their own meaning from lyrics.
Fair enough.
Open to interpretation.
Open to interpretation.
All right, Mike, what about your
As
inspiration?
far as the music kind of goes, I just love guitar music, so but there's a lot of that in Scotland just now, so we're trying to do something a little bit different, a little bit more chilled out, kind of funky, a little bit psychedelic, a bit Red Hot Chili Peppers, so it keeps it kind of fresh and sounding a bit new.
All right, what about you, Keris? Did you have any kind of major inspirations for writing?
Yeah, I'd say we've just kind of bounced off each other, and I guess we were like inspired by each other when we were writing it.
All right, I see. So, like, I understand this being your debut single. Have you been gigging prior to the song being written, or have you just formed fairly recently and are just starting out?
We met a few months ago now and started up this project, but we haven't gigged as of yet. But now that the single's out,
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely coming.
Do you have any particular dates you have in mind, or are you still kind of in the organisation?
That's still in
side
the
of things?
kind of planning stages at the moment, but I would say in the next couple of months for sure.
All right, okie dokes. So before we move on to our game for today, do you have any major plans for the future besides gigging? Any albums you want to release, or?
Just keep recording for now. I would
Recording
reckon.
for now. Debut EP will be coming soon, and there's a music video currently in the works.
Yep.
Very good stuff. So for today, we have a couple of would you rather questions in store for you. Start off something nice and easy. Would you rather give up social media or have no TV or movies?
Oh, I would always go for my movies, definitely.
Yeah, I watch way too many movies to give up movies.
Yeah, I would give up social media.
All right, okie dokes. So, would you rather live your perfect life with everything you want, kind of like Ready Player One essentially, or live in reality?
I quite like things the way they are, to be honest.
Living in the real world, man.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's where
I'm
it's
gonna go live in that perfect life.
I certainly don't blame you there. So would you rather have no chocolate at all for the rest of your life, or have your entire diet consist of chocolate for the rest of your life?
Oh, I would have to give up chocolate.
Is it always the same type of chocolate, or can it be
Yeah.
different kinds of chocolate? Like, can I have like chocolate milkshake to drink?
We can change the types of chocolate. I don't think it's that fussy.
Definitely go for the chocolate.
Fair enough.
No, I would give up chocolate.
All right, okie dokes. One last one. Would you rather have to wear a t-shirt 2 sizes too small for you, or 4 sizes too large?
Well, I'm not really going for the kind of Mick Jagger vibe, so I would go too baggy.
The tight look.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, okie dokes. All right, well, I believe that's everything. Thanks very much for playing for us today, ladies and gentlemen. We give you Blood Moon.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Good evening, welcome back to Basement Tapes. Next up, we have artist Martina performing her single BasementTapes. Su.
Passami da bere, tanto non c'è niente da dire né niente da fare. Perso la mia fede e nelle notti di giallo sussurro il tuo nome, il tuo odore non c'è più. Ancora che mi chiedi come stai, ma lo sai che quando dico verde tu rispondi rosso, l'opposto, io non sto al mio posto. Tanto tu non ci sei, e quando parli piano non ti ascolto mai, e quando parlo forte gridi e te ne vai. Se questo non è amore, allora io mi fermo qua. Passami da bere, tanto non c'è niente da dire né niente da fare. Ho perso la mia fede e nelle notti di giallo sussurro il tuo nome, il tuo odore non c'è più. Vivo in un cimitero, la mamma in prima fila, hai visto veste nero. E non c'è niente di strano, se qui non c'è niente di sano, e non c'è niente che mi passa passa per la mente. La chierica che parla col demonio è tempo perso e mi dice se preghi un'ora sola è tempo perso. Io questo mantra non lo levo dalla testa. Io mangio, prego, amo e viceversa. Che poi non ho capito cosa c'è di male a volersi bene anche se non è Natale. Mamma, in questo mondo di matti 10 gradi non son poi tanti. Passami da bere, tanto non c'è niente da dire né niente da fare. Ho perso la mia fede e nelle notti di gelo sussurro il tuo nome, il tuo odore non c'è più. Quando lavoro dentro il bar di sorrisi ce ne sono tanti quante verità. Ogni faccia ha il suo drink, ogni donna ha il suo ring. Conosco tutti i gusti del mio pub, sono il king. E quando mangio sono senza fondo, ma poi non mangio, sono senza fondi. Se ti dicessi che già ti conosco tu, mi chiederesti di portarti il conto. Alla rovescia, tu non temere, il tempo passa senza fretta. Se mi chiedi la tequila io ti porto il sale. Passami da bere, tanto non c'è niente da dire né niente da fare. Ho perso la mia fede e nelle notti di gelo sussurro il tuo nome, il tuo odore non c'è più.
Right, well, thank you very much for that. That was fantastic. So we'll start off with a nice wee quick interview for you. So first of all, what made you decide to sing in Italian?
Well, first of all, I'm Italian, so I guess it's kind of easier for me to express myself in my own language. But honestly, I do both. Like usually I write in English because I think it's easier to write in English because it's kind of easy to pronounce. Plus, it's got brief words that you can fit into the lyrics. Mm-hmm. But again, because Italian is my own language, I think sometimes it's kind of easier for me to express myself.
Yeah, well, it certainly makes sense, writing in the language you speak with first, I suppose. It makes perfect sense. So your style's quite left field due to like having quite a lot of influences. Do you consider yourself part of any specific genre, or do you try and like blend certain genres together?
No, I prefer not to close myself into a bracket of genre, really. And the main reason for that is that I believe that, as you said, it depends on the influences that you have in that precise period of your life. So my style a couple of years ago was completely different, and it's different now, and it will probably change over the years. So it's hard to define.
Are you planning to like maybe look into maybe some new genres for your work, or
yeah,
are you
no,
just
definitely. It also depends. Like for example, Beviamo Gesù, that's one. It's got the Latin vibes, but it also because of the arrangement that we picked and the instruments that we decided to use to perform it, like the trumpet and the cajon.
All right. So how do you like form ideas for songs? Like, do you start with a melody, or do you start with lyrics? Is there a certain way you do it, or?
I think it depends, because sometimes, like when I feel like I want to write a song and I kind of get the inspiration, I start with a chord sequence, and then I try to put on a melody and then write the lyrics. But sometimes I want to like vehicle message, so I start with the lyrics because it's what is most important, and then I work on music that fit the lyrics. But most of the times what happens is that it got random inspiration, usually at 2 a.m. in the morning. So, and you're like, come on now? And you have to wake up, take your phone, record the melody or the lyrics that you got in mind, and then go back to sleep.
Did any parts of the song you just performed there, did they have any 2 a.m. influences, or was it just...
Yeah, it kind of, I wrote that song late at night. So
I see. Okay, last of all, do you have any kind of major plans for the future? Any like plans for releases or anything like that?
Yeah, not sure. So 3 songs have been released: Beviamo Gesù, Like a Movie, and Doing It Right, and you can find them on Facebook, on the Facebook page, and a couple of videos on YouTube as well, and on Bandcamp. And I'm gonna launch them even in Italy, because I will be back in a couple of weeks, and I've got 2 gigs going on the 27th and the 28th. So if you're nearby, you can come, and then we'll probably, like, I've got new songs coming out. So yeah.
All right, very good. All right, we're going to move on to a quick wee game of Never Have I Ever. We'll start off from the top. Never have I ever forgotten the lyrics to my song while performing.
Oh yes, I did.
Oh dear.
Not my songs, but I did forget the lyrics a couple of times.
That's all right. Happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. Second one is never have I ever fallen on stage while performing.
No, hopefully that didn't happen.
That's good, and let's hope it doesn't in your future career. But third one, never have I ever forgotten someone's name while having a full-blown conversation with them.
No, I believe I didn't. Hopefully.
Okay, very
that I
well.
know of.
That's good to hear. And the last one is never have I ever used a fake ID to get into a nightclub.
No.
Ah, so you're honest then. Very good. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining with us, and we hope to hear from you in the future.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Basement Tapes, and last but not least, we have the act of Donovan For D performing the song Disarray.
Rustle of the trees beneath me. It's come that time of year again, when the thoughts inside my head make no sense to me. I need someone to release, to set me free. She keeps me up all night, so I sleep through the day. She leaves my heart in disarray. Her name is Misery, and I'm her company. I'm not happy when I'm not where I want to be. I wanna shake off his feelings have been holding me down. Head out with friends and let my hair down. Have a couple of drinks and remember the good days when we never worried when we're gonna get paid. It's better than sleeping way past noon, lazing away the afternoon, like it or not, she's here to stay. My misery and my dismay. She keeps me up all night, so I sleep through the day. She leaves my heart in disarray. Her name is Misery, and I'm her company. Like it or not, she's here to stay.
All right. Okay. Very well done there. So, at what age did you start performing? Did you start writing music? And
Well, that happened roughly around 18 is when I properly decided that it's my passion, it's what I really enjoy, and it's what I want to do for a living, like as long as I can do it. it started with just starting going to college. I went to AMS in Glasgow, and I was just meeting people there. Absolute ruckus, tiny little attic room of a little recording college, whatever you call it. But it was fun while it lasted, regardless of how cramped it was. And you just learned stuff. You picked up stuff from like this melting pot of people from all different ethnics and cultures and backgrounds, depending on how rough you are or how privileged you might have been. It's rather interesting to talk about, but yeah. Sorry, I kind of rambled a bit there.
That's quite all right. I noticed you have quite an exuberant name for your act. Can you tell me how you came up with that?
Donovan For D, yeah. It started with... It comes from an old video game called Majora's Mask. It's basically done on a third day, 72 hours remain kind of thing. It's basically that's how long is left till like the end of the world kind of thing. So it came about just from like a love of video games and all the rest of it. That's how I initially got into like music and everything like that. I would just listen to like video game soundtracks over and over and over again. And that game in particular, because of just how dire it is and just how intense it can be especially for a game from like a target audience, like smaller generations and all the rest of it. It's really rather unsettling, but I think it's really interesting. That's why I called that.
I'm honestly just impressed that you're a Zelda fan, I'd say. So do you seek inspiration from any other kind of like unconventional places, or is there like are you influenced by certain types of music?
Well, obviously by the t-shirt, I'm a massive Black Sabbath fan. I just picked up the Tony Iommi's blues playing like ever since I first picked up, again, video games, but I picked up Guitar Hero 2, played War Pigs, fell in love with the band, learned every kind of song, listened to all their albums and all the rest of it. And then I listened to like some really obscure stuff from like some French artists and all the rest of it. And then I listened to some Japanese bands and all the rest of it and hear what they do and how they do everything differently and learn what their little gimmicks and little things that happen from there are. And I'm trying to like encompass it all into like my own stuff. Like, for example, the song, it doesn't follow a conventional line. It kind of does its own thing, and it leads along like a story. It doesn't really flow into like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus kind of thing. It does its own thing, and I kind of really like that as well.
It's quite an interesting mixer. And last of all, do you have any like future plans or releases we should be aware of?
Oh yeah, I'm actually working on my EP. It's called Old Days. That was like the debut single of the track there. That track was called Disarray, and it was actually it originally formed from one of the first songs I ever written, and I got a really good response to the original track, which was actually, much to my chagrin, a little bit more country-esque, but kind of, as I've gotten older, the song's kind of matured, and it's became its own thing, which I'm still pretty proud about.
All right, and what platforms do you plan to release on?
It should be released on all major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, you name it, and everything in between.
All right, very good. We're going to play a quick wee game called Finish the Lyrics. Okay, so we'll start off with a fairly easy one, I'd say. Number one, it's been a hard day's night, and I've been working...
All day?
Nope, it was actually like a dog, I would say.
I don't know.
All right.
Sorry.
So number two, do you have a time to listen to me whine?
About anything and everything I want?
Nearly. It was actually about nothing, everything, all at once.
Oh, right,
It was close, though. So number three, oh man, wonder if he'll ever know he's in the best-selling show.
He's There's a Life on Mars.
Yes, that's correct. And number four, last one. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind, give me a sign.
I don't know that one. I don't listen. I listen to my own little spectrum of like music itself. I sometimes forget like songs like that.
It was actually Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears.
Of course. Oh yeah. I don't know. If I hear it, like, if I heard like the melody and the lyrics of it, like as it was, I'd be like, that's what it is. But you know.
That's okay. Well, nevertheless, thank you very much for joining us here today.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me.
And that's all for now, folks. Thanks for tuning in with me, Gavin Tudhope, giving you the best in new music. This has been Basement Tapes. Goodbye.